it's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with a review for P-Valley Season 1, Episode 2. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, the show opens with the Paradise Room. I was calling it the Cloud Room. I knew whatever happened in that room, it went down. And this week we see Miss Mississippi, and Mercedes. They in there with some old sadomasochists, you know, got a patron of the club in there, you know, and they are, you know, torturing him. That's what he likes. Autumn is outside of the room with a gentleman giving him a lap dance, but she's so preoccupied about what Mississippi and Mercedes is doing over there, okay? And she just gets a peek in every now and then when Diamond opens the door, but he closes the door and he sees Autumn, and he was just like, I'm gonna need you to concentrate, okay? But she's intrigued by the Paradise Room. Now up in the pink is Fantasy Friday. Uncle Clifford got it litty around there on Fantasy Friday. I mean, the whole fucking club is crunk. Everybody is yelling and screaming and throwing money, and there's people all on the stage dancing on the poles and everything. I mean, you would think as many people that's always in the pink, they shouldn't be in this kind of financial trouble. Now Corbin comes out of the Paradise Room. That's the man that Mercedes and Mississippi was in there with, and you know, Corbin got his work clothes back on, and he thanked Clifford for, you know, a fine good damn time in the Paradise Room. That's what he was talking about when he walks off. You know, Uncle Clifford asked Mississippi, did he bring his own whip? And she was just like, he sure did. Okay, I'm assuming that Corbin is a regular there. Mississippi says she feel bad for him. You know, it's sort of a waste. He's so fucking light-skinned, but he still can't pass. But anyway, Uncle Clifford is fussing with Autumn. Look, damn it, you need to produce an ID. Okay, Autumn says she prefers to get paid under the table, but he was like, I don't need them kind of fucking troubles in my life. Everybody up in this place is an independent contractor, okay, and he gonna do this shit legitly. So you need to get your ID, but you're not gonna be able to work here. She calls the girls there hoes, and he was just like, don't call them hoes. Like I said, independent contractors. And she was like, oh, so they just twerking on, you know, old boy in the Paradise Room. Okay, you don't even need to worry about what happens in the Paradise Room. You need to get your ID to Uncle Clifford. Now backstage, the girls is in there. One of the strippers got gas, farting and funking up the place. You know, the girls are back there fussing. Autumn comes in there and she goes straight to the stall, you know, and the stripper was like, what the fuck wrong with her? You know, why she still feel like she can't dress in front of us? She always got to go to the stall. Then of course we get Mercedes. She don't care because y'all know in a couple of weeks I'm gonna be out of here. Y'all ain't gonna have this big ass booty no more. Every time you turn around, that Mercedes is doing some big grand statement of when she leaves this establishment. But Autumn goes in there because she just need a breath of fresh air, damn it, okay? No pun intended. Autumn got to figure out what her next move is going to be. Now, Uncle Clifford got all of these things that he trying to handle, right? Remember, he also got the Mexicans that are coming to cash their checks there, and he also sell the Parmesan wings, you know, to the Mexicans on the other side of the building. So he got that shit going on. Big L, who I guess Big L is like a manager or accountant, you know, just kind of his right-hand man. Big L was just like, you know, we ain't never been in this kind of trouble. Shit is really, really bad. Like, we are going to lose this place if we don't do something. Uncle Clifford telling him that they've been through worse, but Big L was like, no, we ain't been through nothing like this. Okay, they gonna shut this shit down. Everybody gonna be out of a fucking job, and then they gonna foreclose on this building, and then that's gonna be it. Clifford knows that. He don't really need that reminder right now. He's stressed out enough already, but Big L is gonna make sure that he knows something needs to be done. Please handle this, Clifford, because we all need this place. At the end of the night, Clifford gets in his Oldsmobile, and I'm talking about it's old. It looked like it's in the 80s, a 1984 Oldsmobile or something. He gets in his car, and yeah, he's stressed out, okay? He looks at his past due bill, and baby, they owe $55,128.34. That is not no little bit of money, especially for a struggling club such as this. So he got to light up his cigarette and try to figure it out. And then, child, guess who's in the back seat? Lil Murder. And first Clifford was just like, what you doing back there? Like, I don't have no money. You know, like, you know, what's going on? And, you know, Lil Murder is just sort of like, I gave you that $4,000 so you can play my music in the club. Clifford was just like, it ain't my fault that Mercedes didn't want to dance to that bullshit. Like, that music was not good. And he was just like, well, I thought Mercedes was your bottom bitch. Okay, you can't even control your bitches in your club. And he was just like, everyone up in there got a choice. Lil Murder was like, I tried to give you a choice last week, and you didn't want to take it, okay? Try to put this monster on you. We start getting flashbacks. I'm not quite sure what is happening here. You know, Clifford is having flashbacks. I'm thinking that the flashbacks was with the moment that he had with Lil Murda, but it turns out it don't look like it is, because now we finding out that him and Lil Murda didn't do anything, okay? And Clifford was like, you're not ready. You got potential, but you're not ready, okay? And he means that as far as the music is concerned, and the way they talking to each other, fucking, it look like he mean that as far as their relationship is concerned too. I'm just watching this whole conversation. I was just like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be turned on or if I'm supposed to be afraid. It's a whole lot of innuendo and double entendres going on here. Basically, Clifford is telling him that he needs to go back to the drawing board. If he want to do something around there, then he got to prove it to him. Again, not sure if it's the music or if it's their relationship. But Lil Murda was just like, okay, bet. You know, and he gets out the car and he walks away, and Clifford just kind of takes a breath. Now, I'm assuming that Clifford does like Lil Murda, but he is not about to let down the wall, not this easily. Now, next day, we see Mercedes. She's jogging down the street. She don't have on her long wig. You know, she's got her natural hair out. She's a pretty woman, but she is, I was like, she's older. Like, how old is she? You know, without that long wig, she actually looks older to me. You know, it was like, girl, maybe it was time to retire a long time ago. But she still looks good, but she definitely does not look as young as all the rest of the strippers in the place. I mean, and they probably did that on purpose, you know, wanted her to be a seasoned stripper. But anyway, she jogging down the street. She got her pit bull. You know, the people in the neighborhood know her, and all the kids and all of that. Hey, Mercedes, you know, the rare times that you actually see her smiling. Okay, she runs up, and then she sees one of her neighbors. You know, he working on his car. You know, she kind of hesitates, you know, just kind of stands there until he finally comes out from under it. Hey, Mercedes, you know, he walk over. She's like, oh, I didn't even see you over there. I said, girl. He walks up and he was just like, yeah, I heard you're going to do your last dance coming up. I'm going to be there. Come hook a crook. Okay. And she was just like, I believe it when I see it, but you can tell she wants him to be there. She goes into her house and, you know, she feeds her dog. You know, I'm partial to pit bulls. I was just like, oh, look at Blue's cousin on the TV. Anyway, while she's feeding, her phone get the ring, and the child is that Patrice, her mama. Her face come on the screen, and I was just like, girl, you in trouble again. All right. But she doesn't answer the phone. But Patrice leaves a message. It was just like, I know you there. Why you not answering the phone? Okay. You were supposed to come and bring me this money and some, you know, fussing. I was just like, Patrice, the lady just gave you a big bag of money the other day. Are you pimping your daughter? What the fuck? All right. So Patrice leaves this message, and she's at the church. Okay. In walks an older gentleman. Turns out he's the pastor of the church. Okay, good looking guy, you know, got gray in his beard and everything. And he comes in and he tells Patrice, I thought you said that, you know, that your daughter was going to give us the money to put in the bank. We need the money for the loan. I'm thinking, like, didn't she, what is Patrice did with the money? I thought she already took the money from Mercedes and put it in there. But maybe she needs more, or did she blow that money? So I wasn't really clear on what was going on, but the pastor was just like, you're gonna have to get this money. He putting the pressure on Patrice, and that's the reason why Patrice is putting the pressure on Mercedes. It looks also like Patrice has a little, you know, she has a little crush on the pastor, you know, and he knows it. He gets real close to her, like he gonna kiss her, and then he gets something out of her eyes or something. It's like, there, now you can see. And he walks off. I said, oh, Patrice, girl, you was borderline tricking over there at the church. Back at Autumn's house, she, her phone, you guys know her phone was messed up, so she goes out to the payphone. I said, they still got payphones. I can't tell you the last time I've seen a payphone anywhere. And she's calling, I guess I'm not quite sure who she's talking to, but she's trying to figure out, she has all these fake IDs, and she's trying to figure out what name she can use, who has been found, you know, has anybody been, have they said that this person is dead, this person died in the flood, this person is gone? You know, she's trying to figure out what name she can use. Lakeisha, Salida, and the person on the line is telling her, like, no, that person hasn't turned up, or no, that person hasn't done this. And then she says, what about Montavious Hill? And the girl was just like, nope, nothing there. You know, that means he's still out there. That's good, right? The look on Autumn's face is, no, that's not good. Now, the photographer slash investigator, I'm not real sure what he does just yet, but he's in his hotel room. He's looking at the pictures that he's taken, you know, of his real estate. Okay, but takes a particular interest in Autumn, though, and he actually saves her picture on his desktop. I was like, Andre, you turning out to be a regular old creep, right? Then we see Andre. He's out at work. He's in a cotton field. He's taking pictures with his iPad, okay? And this white guy comes out and says, why don't you pick you some? Andre was like, excuse me? He said, go on and pick you some. You know, a lot of people come and they just like to take some home with them as a souvenir. And Andre is like, oh, yeah, no, that's okay. You know, I just want to get this done so he can go. Why is Andre there? He's facilitating a deal, all right? These two white guys are going to sign. They're selling some land, and Andre is the person that's getting it done. So the guys sign the on the dotted line, and they're like, woo, that's a relief. You know, they ready to get this over with. And Andre was like, well, it's not quite over with because you guys' brother also has to sign. Corbin. Does that name sound familiar? Yes, the very same Corbin that likes to go to the Paradise Room. And they were like, oh, fuck. You know, turns out that Corbin has been a thorn in their side ever since they found out that their daddy was, you know, mixing around with other women, okay, black women, and ended up having an illegitimate baby outside of the family, and Corbin was the result. So Corbin is mixed. He also has right to the land. So Andre was like, we can't do nothing until he signs the paperwork. Well, one of the brothers was like, if I talk to him, I'm gonna beat his ass. Okay, so we don't really want to talk to him. Can you talk to him? Andre was like, yeah, I can talk to him. Where can I find him? And they was like, well, where else? Okay, point to the sign, the Pank. He over there spending all our damn daddy's money. Now back to Mercedes. Mercedes is with her girls. Remember, she's also a dance slash cheer coach for the girls in the neighborhood. And remember, she is also trying to buy this building that she can turn into a gym so that the girls can have somewhere to practice. So she tells the girls, surprise, surprise, I got this building that we standing in front of next week. We gonna all be in there practicing. You know, the girls are all excited. The mothers are excited because, as we see just then, somebody drives by and kind of says some inappropriate shit to the girls. It's not really safe for them to be practicing outside. You know, the mother is just like, not a moment too soon. So this is the reason why Mercedes has aspirations. She wants to be more than just a stripper. She wants to help the girls in the community. We got to get some money for the Pank. What we gonna do, y'all, for Pussy Valley? Well, we gonna have the annual P Valley soap down. Okay, this is M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I. She got her phone. She's telling everybody to come down. They gonna have the strippers out there. They gonna be washing the cars. You know, she on social media. She telling everybody what to do. Okay, the strippers all there. They got their stripper clothes on and whatnots. Clifford, Uncle Clifford is there. And the whole crew is there. A big Escalade pulls up and Clifford was like, I know this motherfucker ain't coming up in here. Okay, he got his nerve. You know, Big L trying to tell him to calm down, but Uncle Clifford ain't got that kind of patience. So he walks over and there's a woman there. She's taking pictures, you know, and he was just like, oh, you supposed to be his secretary? Turns out this is the mayor. Okay. And Clifford and the mayor don't like each other, obviously. The mayor is a politician. All right. And obviously, and apparently the mayor owns the property that the Pank is on. All right. So I'm not sure if the mayor is on the up and up, but he's always threatening to shut the shit down there. Clifford tells him that he the mayor of Pussy Valley, okay? Tries to assert himself a little bit, but, you know, mayor cuts him down, and Clifford knows that he got to get some act right in himself. So he tells him, you know what, this Escalade look like it needs to be cleaned, okay? He gonna put his best girls on the job. Mercedes, come over here. You know, her and Autumn. Y'all get over here and wash this car, okay? And I mean, I want this shit sparkling. So Mercedes has outside and Autumn has detail on the inside. Autumn ain't good for nothing though, because Autumn is having flashbacks of when she was caught up in this flood. Evidently she was in a car under the water. That is the biggest fear of mine. I know I've told you guys plenty of times that my fear is drowning in a car, like driving off of a bridge or something like that. So when I was watching that and she was all panicking, I felt for her. I was just like, oh, girl. You know, she's in the car. She's supposed to be wiping down the leather on the inside. And instead, she's having a panic attack because they soaping up the car and putting the water on it. And the soap is covering up the windows. And all of a sudden, she can't breathe and all of this. And she can't get out because the doors is locked. So she come out through the sunroof. Okay, and everybody outside was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, huh? She's all screaming, Mercedes, you did that. You did that on purpose. Mercedes was like, I did what? You locked the doors. Yeah, Autumn is having a moment. Everybody there stops and is just looking at her. Clifford was just like, okay, all right, it's gonna be okay. Mercedes is going to take you home. Maybe you just need maybe you need the rest of the day off. I thought Mercedes was gonna be kind of flippant with her, but she wasn't. She was actually kind of concerned, like that shit wasn't normal. Her and Mercedes get in Mercedes convertible when she drives her on home. And, I'm sure Autumn would have rather Mercedes not even know where she lives. She don't invite her in. She was like, damn, you're not even gonna invite a bitch in for a drink, a little red cup of some juice or something. And she was just like, I ain't got nothing to drink in here. Even when Mercedes follows her up to the door, no, Autumn ain't letting her in. Mercedes was like, obviously you ain't got no curtains either. Okay. But, Autumn is just, it was a bad day for Miss Autumn at the soap down. Later on that night, Autumn finally was able to get her phone to work. She had put it, the old rice in the bag trick, put the phone in the rice, and it came back to life, and she was able to kind of see her pictures of her, I'm assuming her baby. We also see a picture of her sitting on a black guy's lap, okay, and they look reasonably happy on the picture. That must be Montavious. So she goes to a place where she can use a computer publicly, and she logs on to somewhere, and it looks like she's trying to transfer some money. Okay, but she's not really sure what she should do. She's looking around. She has it set though. She's gonna pick up the money from wherever she's getting it transferred for $9,000. I said, girl, this better work. Okay, because $9,000 is, if somebody is looking for you, you about to really flag them. We see Mercedes, her and two of her girls, some fellow strippers. They walk into the Pank and they see Clifford. He chasing the cook. The cook has got all his pots on a stick, and he is like, fuck this, I am not working here no more, and Clifford is trying to stop him. Child, Clifford almost fell. I was cracking up. The guy swung his thing around. He said, I'm gonna come back and get my lids later. Mercedes was like, what is that about? And Clifford was just like, he got the nerve to be mad because I wasn't able to pay him. He got a problem with that. And then here go Mercedes. Well, you ain't gonna have no problem with that when I make all this money tonight. I was just like, here we go again, Mercedes. She always got to tell us how y'all gonna be mad when this old cornfed, but shake it down to the ground, booty gonna be gone. And the girls always be like, yeah. So the girls walk off and she just standing there talking to Clifford. Clifford don't want to hear it. Okay, he got real life problems right now. She want to know what's the problem. He's like, don't worry about it. I mean, you jumping off this ship. I'm the captain. I got to figure it out. His eyes get a little watery and she was just like, rule 25.5, ain't no crying at the Pank. And he was just like, you right. Let me get myself together. Let's go in here and make some money. But you can tell that Mercedes is feeling bad. So now, Uncle Clifford ain't got no cook. He got to do something. These wings ain't gonna cook themselves, So he's there. Lil Murder comes in because he want Clifford to hear his next music. You said I wasn't ready. Lil Murder is determined to impress Clifford. So he plays something and Clifford was like, that shit is still slaw. Okay, that is not what we trying to hear out here. You need to play some shit that these girls can twerk to. What the fuck is this, So no, go back to the drawing board. But Lil Murder also got some shit for Clifford too. Like, it's tired around here. You ain't got no damn hookahs. You reason why you ain't got no money is because you ain't elevated this place to be a place where people want to spend their damn money. So Lil Murder say he gonna help him out with these wings today. Child, he puts marijuana in the batter and I was like, what is this? What the fuck do weed wings taste like? I want to know. But they was a hit because them people was eating them damn wings up in that place like crazy. Now outside in the Pank looked like Corbin is there again and Andre is there trying to talk to him, trying to get him to sign this paperwork on his iPad. Corbin say no, he ain't signing that paperwork because he ain't trying to sell. He want a lease. Andre is like, no, I'm not facilitating no leases. I'm just trying to get this, this deal, this sale done so I can be done with it. But Corbin tell him how, yeah, no, we not doing that because we can lease it to the casino and we can make a whole bunch of money. Everything is we. And, he calls Andre his brother, and he was like, I'm not hardly your brother. Corbin feels like he gonna, help look out for him. Yeah, it's me and you together. We not here, but we here. And Andre was like, all skin folk ain't kin folk. Okay, don't lump me up into that. We see very clearly that this is not going to be easy for Andre to get Corbin to comply. Autumn spots Andre in the room talking to Corbin, and she gonna go over there and try to handle him. The bartender is proud. Like, girl, you finally done figured it out. Okay, who out here gonna spend some money? But Mercedes walks up and she was just like, that old corny nigga is not gonna spend no money in here. You need to know who is gonna give you the money and who's not. Mississippi is frustrated, because she got a pump, she breasts is engorged and all that. So everybody got their issue. But anyway, Autumn don't care. She gonna go in the room and she see Andre. She said, hey, Andre, you wanna dance? And he looking like, oh, this his girl. I said, you got her on your laptop. Don't act like you don't know who it is now. Corbin was like, I thought you said you never been here. She knows your name, but he said that he didn't know her. So she get up and she doing little moves or whatever. And then here come Mercedes, okay, bum rushing the show. Hey, Andre, what you want to drink? You want dark or light? Okay, and then he says, yeah, I want light. All right, so then Mercedes was like, you couldn't handle all this melanin anyway, walk out hating from the sideline. So Autumn in there, she doing her little dance. Corbin and Andre is talking, but it ain't happening for Andre just yet. Corbin was just like, oh, I see you like old girl. You know what? I'm gonna let you take her. You guys go to the room there, and where it can really go down, it's my treat. Andre was like, you can't buy me. And I was like, Andre, stop trying to be all like this and go on and get this girl, this dance from this girl. You want it. Corbin was just like, no, go on in there. Don't worry about it. Okay, make sure you give him a good time. So they go in the room and Andre's like, can you sit over there? Get away from me. Because he can't control himself. Andre got a lot to deal with. Corbin had been told him the reason why he ain't signing is because they ain't never accepted him into the family, into the fold. He's a Kyle, but only because he's the bastardized child and this, that, and the other. He done gave Andre a whole bunch to think about. So we get a glimpse of what maybe Autumn has done in the past because she actually gives him a little advice. First, when she was dancing up on him, I forgot to tell you guys that she noticed that he had a scar on his chest or stomach or whatever. And she was just like, what's that? And he said that his aorta was growing on the outside of his body, like his heart was beating on the outside of his body. He had to get that fixed when he was younger. And she was just like, you lie? And he was like, nope, I swear it happened. Because she has a scar from when she got her tubes tied, or maybe she had a C-section, wasn't quite sure what the scar was from, but he had noticed her scar. Okay, so I guess that was their way of connecting. But anyway, like I said, she gives him some advice. She couldn't help but overhearing what they were talking about, and she was just like, if you do go on and do this deal for Corbin, you need to protect yourself. You need to run a shell company. You need to incorporate. You need to remove your name from everything and let that business be that business. Okay, so I was just like, oh, listen to Autumn. And he's actually shocked. He thanks her for the advice, and then he gives her his card, and he says, you go on and give me a call if you ever need anything. He also gives her the huge stack of money that Corbin had left for Andre. He gives it to Autumn. I said, girl, look, you making some good ass money in there. Maybe you don't need to go and pick up that $9,000. I'm worried about that. Now jumping over to Mercedes, Clifford is outside taking him a smoke, and Mercedes getting her a little smoke break in, and she comes out there and she was just like, now, what have you always told me? And he was like, yeah, I done always told you, basically, when the shit look like it's about to go down in flames, you need to get the hell up off of it before you get pulled down too. Okay, know when it's time to go, basically. She was just like, Clifford, when were you gonna tell everybody that you was in trouble? And he was just like, I can handle it. She was just like, well, what is it? What is it that you need? How much do you need? And he was like, you got 55 stacks. And she coughed like, oh shit. She didn't know it was that kind of money that he needed. Damn, how you gonna get out of this? Well, he don't know, but he don't want to talk about it no more. And later on, when work is over and, all of the strippers, Clifford was just like, run me my money, heifers. Don't be trying to steal this money. I done told y'all 15% off of the, off of the rooms, $4 off the lap dances. Like, give me my money. So everybody paying their little money and whatnots. Autumn comes in there. She got this big ass stack of money. Okay, here 15%, $100 and some dollars for this, that, and the other. And Mercedes is looking and she was just like, that nigga gave you a whole G, okay, for that shit that you was doing in that room. You was doing more than just dancing. Your ass over there whispering in his ear and all of that. And Autumn was like, bitch, you was one to talk. Okay, so of course they get to arguing. Clifford was just like, break it up, break it up, break it up. All right. And then he pulled Autumn to the side and he said, look, pay me. When you got that kind of money and the girls didn't make that much, you need to do that shit in private. Okay, don't be making them feel bad just because you done made all this money. She says, okay, well, she didn't know. She new to this stripping thing. But he says, okay, so you got something for me? And she pulls out her ID. And, he can spot a fake from a mile away. So he looks at it. He was just like, okay, this is a phony ID. I see what you're trying to do here. This ID, Lakeisha Stansfield, is a lie. Okay, that how you got that money is a lie. You gonna tell me exactly what it is that you was doing. So she tells him how Corbin is trying to bribe Andre, the lawyer, with this money because he wants to try to lease the casino property. Okay. How he stands to make all this money from this deal. Now, Clifford, you can see the wheels turning in his head because, Corbin, one of his faithful, people that come to the Pank all the time, like, maybe Corbin can help him. Now Clifford want to know more, like, what else do you know? And she was like, it ain't none of my business. He was like, girl, it's gonna be your business. Okay, because if you want me to continue to let your ass dance here with this fake ass ID that you got, okay, you and your do-it-yourself hairdo gonna have to give me something. She tells him to ask Andre for himself, and he was like, why I need to ask him when you talk to him all the time? He like to talk to you. I know you need this job. And she was like, you don't know what I need. Girl, you with these newspapers up on this window, I'm sure Mercedes done told everybody. He was like, I know you need this job, and I know you know the tea, so spill it. Okay, now when Mercedes left the club, she goes home and there go Patrice sitting on her porch. I said, that Patrice is a pain in the pussy, ain't she? Oh, here go Patrice. I've been trying to reach you. I've been trying to call you. Look, Mercedes ain't got time for the bullshit today. She go up to her mama. She said, I'm gonna need them $20,000 back, okay, by the end of this week. Okay, Patrice, I'm sure she got the bubble guts because I don't know exactly where this $20,000 is. But the mama was like, oh, you want your little coins back? I said, bitch, they wasn't little when you took them, was it? Now all of a sudden you ain't got respect for these. Yes, give me my little coins. Thank you. 20,000 of them. Thanks. And the mom says, well, I can't get it back, right away. And she says, well, I'm going to need it by the middle of next week. All 20 stacks. And then back at Autumn's house, she drinking. She feeling pretty good. She got the card from Andre. Damn it, why not? Calls Andre. Andre on the phone with somebody. Yeah, baby, this. And yeah, baby, I'm going to do this and that and the other. Then when his phone clicks in and it's Autumn, he hurry up and click back over and tell, oh, baby, I got to go. I've been trying to reach somebody on the phone all day, Some old lie he tell his woman. I said, ooh, Andre, you got a woman back home and you carrying on like this? Anyway, Autumn was just like, you busy? And he was just like, nope, I'm glad you called. And she get the moaning on the phone and everything. And Andre was like, wait, what you doing? What do you think? He was like, let me call you on FaceTime. She was like, no, I don't want to, I just want to use your imagination. Andre down, honey. Andre get fully butt-ass naked. And nigga, you really is excited, right? He go and lay on the bed. Okay, Andre about to do it. So she got her hands in her panties and she was all like, how does it feel? How does it taste? And Andre is over there jerking off real fast. And she was like, no, baby, I want you to slow it down so you can appreciate it. Now, you doing a lot when I can tell over the phone that you doing it too fast. Next thing, his imagination has brought Autumn there. She's on top of him. She riding him. She talking to him on the phone. His imagination got the girl there. Go faster, go deeper. Yes. They going back. Child, let Andre, he go on and finish. So do Autumn at her place but something tells me Andre's was, his looked like his was way more enjoyable. I said, look at you, Andre. You got a woman back home. You over here carrying on with this stripper in a little city. And all you got to show for it was a tummy full of cum. But Andre is pleased. That Andre gonna fuck this investigation up. Some which a kind of way. Brother man is already in, nose wide open. And then lastly, we see Clifford. It's the end of the night. He get in his Oldsmobile. And actually it's bright, the sun is coming up. So he puts his sun visor down and all these CDs fall out. Okay, Little Murder been at it again, honey. Little Murder is on the J.O.B., right? And what falls out the CDs, it says Mine is the name of the song. And Clifford was just like, And then he reads it and he sees what it says Mine and he says, I ain't that hose. And then the show goes off. This little thing with Little Murder and Clifford is just so cute to me, you guys. All right, you guys, let me get off of here, get on in here, get these edited and up to you. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox, the channel's for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.